And,
all right, dude.
You tell me whenever your camera's ready and you're ready, and we can get this show on the road. Ooh, I like that too. Just cue music. We're going. Bada bing, bada boom. Hey Tony, it's time for the Untranslatable podcast. Come on over.
Play the music.
Hurry up, the music's almost over. Tony, you're gonna miss a good episode today. Hurry up. Hello and welcome to the Untranslatable podcast. We are here recording episode 203 today. And today we are going to be talking about some blue laws or some wacky laws. Blue laws are crazy and ridiculous laws in the United States. But we didn't want to alienate our listeners all over the world, so we'll also be talking about some interesting and wacky laws from other countries as well today. So today's episode's for you if you're thinking about going somewhere and you're not sure if you're going to be doing things legally or illegally. So grab a pen and paper, stay tuned, and we'll be bringing you some fun, crazy law facts later today. And my partner in crime, or I guess in this case the prosecutor... I don't know what the correct term would be here. My buddy Jared, what's going on, Jared?
All those crimes are alleged. That's all I'm going to say.
Plead the
fifth. Nothing has been actually. I've been convicted of nothing. That's what I'm looking to say. Now, if you follow hashtag Free Jared, spread a little love. You'll find me on Twitter, Untranslatable1, the number 1. Instagram is Untranslatable Podcast. And then,
Пожалуйста.
Please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. It would be greatly appreciated. But I'll tell you this. Also free yourself from social media because I've been we're trapped inside. All I do is look at social media. But now I'm at the point of throwing my phone probably every 30 seconds to 2 minutes. So that's fun. That's
fair. I got to tell you, Jared, I have deleted Facebook off my phone. So kind of. I still have the Messenger app because
that's okay. That's fair.
I still have the Messenger app, but regular Facebook is gone. It's been off my phone for about 2 weeks now.
That's a big move.
Yeah. And
what made you do that?
I don't know, man. I just realized one morning I was scrolling through it and I'm like, is this really what I want to do with my day today? Because it's so easy to just keep scrolling, man.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. It never stops. When we were kids, I feel old saying this, but when we were kids, you'd maybe watch cartoons and the cartoon would be on for half an hour, maybe an hour, and then you were done, right? Whereas here...
Well, I'd watch more than one cartoon usually, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
I deleted Facebook for the same reason, but mine mostly was... but it's not like I scroll through Instagram and I scroll through Twitter, but I feel like I get some sort of enjoyment out of that,
Same. For sure.
Or some sort of information out of Twitter. Like I feel like I add something to my life, but listening to all my, I'm not even going to call these people friends. All these people I went to high school and college with spout their ideas and put up pictures of them at family gatherings. I was like, I don't...
Right.
I have no interest in any of this.
Yeah, it's just because... I think it becomes taxing, honestly, on your mental health a little bit. Like, I agree with you. Like, I enjoy Instagram. I'm not a big Twitter guy. Never really was. But I like Instagram just because there's a lot of cool guitar stuff I look at, funny videos.
Well, that's the thing about Instagram. Yeah. It's sometimes when I look at Instagram, I wonder, do people know what's happening in the world right now? Because it just seemed to be almost like I don't want to call it utopia, but it seems it's just so much different than Twitter. Twitter is like a war zone at all times.
Well, I think some of that too right now is just all the craziness going on in the world.
Well, yeah, now it's obviously heightened, but I mean, even in general, it's just so much more because you can't really
there's a lot of negativity out there.
You can't really have conversations with people on Instagram, which is good. I think that's the benefit of it.
I mean, you can via a message, but
then everyone's not seeing it. It's the mass people contributing to these fruitless conversations is a hallmark of Twitter.
That's
true.
And
Facebook too, actually. Mm-hmm. Hey, dude, did you see that we are now back in space?
I did, yeah.
Did you watch that? Any of that?
I didn't watch it, but Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I do have an article here about how kind of what happened, I guess. So there were two.
Hold on. I
Yeah.
watched it. I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, okay. Please tell me then. That's perfect.
They so it was crazy. First of all,
It was SpaceX and NASA, right?
it was a joint effort by SpaceX and NASA. I think SpaceX did most of the constructing, but I think SpaceX or NASA contributed on some of the science parts of it.
Okay.
And two NASA astronauts were the ones going to doing this trip. And so
American
first of all,
astronauts, first of all, USA.
Yes, that's true.
USA. USA.
Chad, now when you do that nowadays, you start sounding like a white
Oh,
supremacist.
jeez. No, don't say that, Jared. Don't
No, I'm
say
just
that.
kidding. It was really cool. It was actually.
Jeez.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so
So-
what was it like? So, yeah, you
So
saw
I
it.
watched a YouTube live stream. I mean, it was live stream all over the place. But like leading up to it, there were two people that were sort of broadcasting, explaining all the little pre-checks and stuff that they were doing, and what the goal of this mission was. And so there was one guy in this dope NASA bomber. It had like the NASA logo there, American flag on one side, and like it was so cool. And me and my partner kept being like, "That's a sweet jacket."
Are you going to buy one?
If
it comes out, are you gonna buy one?
I looked it up and I couldn't find the exact one that he was wearing. I said, "You probably got to work there to get like that
That's
one."
fair. Apply to NASA, Jared.
And then in between them was a glass partition, obviously. Pandemic still happening, and on the other side was a woman that they rotated, but when I first started watching it, it was a woman that worked for SpaceX, and she her outfit wasn't as dope, but like these SpaceX uniforms, they were just like zip up hoodies, but they were like this gray and black scale. She looked like she was from like 100 years in the future, and like just imagine everyone wears those.
That's funny.
But it was cool to listen. I had no idea what they were talking about most of the time, but it was still cool to listen to, all the stuff. And so this is a test flight because SpaceX, a company that's created by Elon Musk, is the vision for the company is to do commercial flights to orbit space, to moon, and to Mars.
To Mars,
Those are the
right.
three sort of places that they want to go to. So this one was a test of orbiting orbiting from outer space, the Earth, and I think they went to the space station, one of the U.S. space station up in space or whatever. And first of all, at first when I heard about this, I guess I didn't fully realize that this is for commercial flight. Like the goal is commercial flight to space and all these different planets and stuff. And I thought, first of all,
It's crazy stuff, man. Crazy
so
stuff.
I went to the website, by the way, and you can see how much it would cost, and you could sort of book a time.
You trying
And so
to go to
checked-
Mars in
Well, I looked it up.
2030, Jared?
Do you know how much it cost? I looked it up. You have to put in. First of all, you have to put in which one you want.
Oh, God.
There's SSO.
What's that
So
mean?
I don't know. There's LEO and there's polar. So I don't really know what those mean. But there
Me
are three
either.
different trips. So I imagine
Okay.
those are like orbiting the moon in
Okay.
Mars is what I would imagine, because those are the three places that I think they envision going to. So that's what I
You said this
assume-
is commercial. Like,
yeah, but not like a Boeing 747. There's not going to be
this has gotta
500
be like
people on the
$80,000. 80,000
No, way more than that.
more. 1.5 mil.
Close. It's $1 million. It's
A million. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't
But that's
surprise
it's
me.
just around 1M is what the price is. Whereas like really that's a round number. That's convenient. It's not 987,000. It's
Right.
not 1.3 something million. It's just $1 million.
I don't know if I even had that kind of money, Jared. I don't know if it would be worth spending $1 million to go to outer space. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, I
that's
don't
me
know.
being closed-minded. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I'm not in the. I feel like I'm fairly confident in this working. The astronauts actually, they don't even really need to be there. I mean, they need to be there, but they're not controlling the any of this. It's all just done by computer, and so they are kind of just strapped in for a ride essentially. And so like, I'm fairly confident that our science has got to be good enough to do this these days with little concern. It was actually supposed to happen on Thursday or Friday, I believe, but the weather
Okay.
was not was
Yeah,
not
I saw that.
optimal, and so they moved it to Saturday, and they did it. First of all, it was watching it. Did you even see it go up? Like, did you watch a video of it? Like, just watching it happen was.
I saw some pictures.
It was ridiculous. It's just like. And as the whole time, like, it was funny because as I'm just about to contradict myself, I was very confident in it, but as I was watching it go up, I'm like, there's no way that this is real. Like, I know it's real.
Right.
No, I'm not like a conspiracy theorist.
It seems like a sci-fi
wow, this is a great
movie.
soundstage.
Right.
But I'm like, huh, that's just gonna keep doing that until it gets to space. It's like, that doesn't
crazy.
really. Okay, cool. All right.
And that's the first
you wanna pay
time
$1 million
that
for that? All right.
Right. Isn't that the first time we've actually sent people out in space in like a decade?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't know the exact
been a
period of
while.
time. I mean, you're the one with the news article in front of you. I'm just saying this from my head.
Well, the news article was about the launch. Didn't say anything about that, but yeah.
But yeah, it has been a long time, and it is cool to see. But I was thinking it is sort of this. There are a lot of ironies going on. First, I thought it was ironic that this is being done by also someone that he is the CEO of a electric car company as well, Elon Musk. And he talks about how like he's concerned about the future and the environment and all that stuff. And I'm like, how good for the environment is a commercial flight to space? This seems sort of like contradictory goals.
Probably not great if you look at all the jet fuel or whatever space.
I mean, it starts raining when one of those things
Spaceship
goes into space.
Fuel, right?
But then another thing I saw going around Twitter. Which is a little darker, but still interesting. Where it's like it's interesting how in a apartheid era, South African billionaire is essentially attempting to colonize space right now.
That's so crazy.
And it is when you think about it that way, it's like it just sort of makes me feel like it's this warming feeling that good, yes, okay, the world is fucked on so many different levels. That there's, we'll be lucky if we make it even another 50 years.
No kidding, Jared. No kidding. But I think we need a little positivity, Jared.
Do you want me to play this?
Chad, let's give it a try.
Trad graced us with a new song of the, shout out of the pod song. It was a minute and a half, and I was like, I felt like great, but how are you going to take out what I think is a very important part of the song of the pod, or excuse me, shout out of the pod, which is me saying, oh wait, hold on.
Love.
There we go.
Spread a little love.
I should probably turn the volume up when I do that. So I thought, hey, all right, let me make a remix to it, and so this is a joint effort. Chad did all the music, and I did the shout out. But
Jared did the chopped, flipped it.
Yeah.
Spread a little love. Spread a
You
little
did a
love.
great job, Jared, I gotta say. Fantastic.
Spread a little love.
That's right.
Spread a little
If you don't
love.
feel like
God.
spreading any love after this, get out
Spread
of
a
here.
little
I hate
love. Spread a little love.
Oh, I like this part. Hold on.
Spread a little love.
Oh, nice.
Spread a little love. Spread a little love. Spread a little love.
And we might change this up and make it even better for
Spread a
you
little
guys
love.
later. So stay
We gotta get to
tuned,
the
people.
end, though.
That's for sure.
Well,
Spread a little love.
The end is my favorite part by far.
Spread a little love.
It's almost over.
Spread a little love. Spread a little love. Spread a little love. Spread a little love. Spread a little
There we go.
love.
Woo! All right. That's right. See, that was perfect. So it is time for a
Spread a
shout
little
out
love.
and to spread some love. And I don't know if you've heard of this story, Jared, but I think this is a great story. For those of our listeners who aren't Americans or living in America right now, they've probably heard all sorts of things about what's happening right now with the death of George Floyd, right?
Murder.
Murder,
I would
yes,
say.
sorry. Yeah,
I would
murder
say,
of.
personally.
I would agree. No, I would agree. So there have been some police precincts that have been burnt down. There have been lots of protests, a lot of different things happening right now. And personally, I think it's safe to say for you and I, Jared, I don't want to speak for you, but I think it's safe to say we both stand with the protesters. We are both believers here that Black Lives Matter. That is not a controversial statement. And this is an amazing story. The bus drivers in New York City refused to help the NYPD cops
I saw that.
haul off
Yeah.
anti-brutality protesters, which I think this is perfect because, look, there has been so many protests for years and years and years and years that, people are at the brink and they are reacting in a way that I'm not here to tell you what to do or how to live your life, but I think they have definitely shown some attention and hopefully some good change will come out of this. And I think it's great to see people like these New York City bus drivers who aren't helping NYPD haul off these protesters, because in the United States of America, we have the right to protest. I'm not saying we have the right to hurt other people, to do things like that, but we have the right to protest, and we should be able to speak up, especially against police brutality, murder, racism, everything like that. Lots
anyone that reads the history book knows that this is how progress has always happened, not only in this country, but like worldwide. This is part of This is part of what's needed for progress. And people aren't heard. People get sick of not being listened to.
Exactly. Yeah. How many times
and I've been to New York. I've been to a lot of sort of big cities, and and a lot of these bus drivers are also people of color too, and they're like, "Are you crazy?" It's like, but it's like, yeah. First of all, this isn't part of my job. Like, my job isn't to hold people to prison. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
And then also, it's like, no, I'm not gonna. You're not gonna force me to participate in this. I think that's a great, brave thing to do.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm scared not to go to a socially distant happy hour because I fear out of my job, and so that's I understand that's big.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't even have a sound drop to play for that.
Right. Yeah.
I was about to play the shout out horn, but I'm like, that seems a little, I don't know.
Right. Did you also hear, Jared, what the CEO of Target tweeted out?
I saw something about that, but not exactly what it was.
So for our listeners out there that are unaware of the U.S. situation, Target in Minneapolis was, basically looted and destroyed. And I know a lot of people were complaining about that. And the CEO of Target or somebody from Target tweeted out and said, look, our stuff can be replaced. Our stores can be rebuilt, but lives cannot be relived. You can't, if you're murdered by anybody, especially a police officer who should be serving you, they are there to protect and serve. And they are not protecting you. They are not serving you. They are brutally murdering you. And I think it's amazing that whoever for for Target's social media account tweeted this out. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
It's great. I mean, from a business aspect, I hate to be this person. It's brilliant because, first of all, you're supporting a worthy cause to be supported. But if they were to go out and be like, "How dare these people ruin our Target? We do not support such things," it would probably just lead to more Targets. But yeah, also the fact that they're supporting makes sense. And they're like, first of all, people, yeah, this is just a building.
Right.
We support the bigger thing, and we realize why we're collateral damage in it or whatever. But yeah.
Right. So here it says, Target
Who
CEO...
is the CEO of Target?
Brian
do you know the person's
Cornell.
name?
Brian Cornell,
Okay.
yeah. He said, and I quote, "We are a community in pain. That pain is not unique to the Twin Cities. It extends across America. The murder of George Floyd has unleashed the pent-up pain of years, as have the killings of Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor." I mean, the list goes on and on. But yeah, so I think the fact that he has stood by the protesters, and I do think it's a great cause, as well as there have been a lot of people. Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, has also sided with protesters. I think there's a lot of people out there who see that, people are doing this for a reason, a good reason, a worthy reason, and hopefully more people will realize that. So anyways, I think you know what time it is, Jared. Sorry, getting a little in there.
No, that's okay. Oh, also shout out to someone got shot and killed. Someone shot a protester in Detroit.
I saw that.
Was it last night or 2 nights ago? I think it was 2 nights ago at this point. Shout out to that person that got shot, not the shooter, obviously. Untranslatable times.
Yes, sir. So untranslatables for our new listeners are idioms, axioms, proverbs, sentences or phrases that don't make sense when you translate them directly into English. And I'm going to start us off today, Jared, with a Turkish untranslatable. And mine is Sigirimin
Whoa, what language was this?
Turkish.
Oh, okay.
Turkish. And this means the corner of my liver.
The corner of my liver.
The corner of my liver.
Like you have a special place and like I love you so much that or I give you the corner of my liver or
very
something.
Good, Jared. Very good.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
corner
what
of
we
my
do.
liver is used to talk about someone who's very precious or important to you. So yeah.
My first one is Spanish, and it's sin pelos en la... Oh, no. Sin pelos en la lengua.
Something about a language.
Tongue. Lengua is tongue, I believe.
Tongue. Okay.
Without hair in your tongue.
Without hair in your tongue. Mm-hmm. Is that like you're a wimp? You're weak?
No. Quite the opposite, I would say. I'll give you an example. You just gave a shout out for someone speaking without hair in their tongue.
I don't even really know where to begin with this one.
It's important. Let's see.
To speak your mind? Not be afraid to speak your mind? Free speech?
Yeah, kinda. It's to be outspoken.
Ah, okay. To be outspoken. Okay. That's a good one. Alrighty. My next one for you is also Turkish.
Sorry. I was just reading it to myself.
You're good. This one is Turkish, and it is Armut pish acima düş, which means may the pear be cooked on the tree and fall into my mouth.
I feel like you're really like you're really doing this a disservice. I feel like you're not like enunciating enough, you know? It seems to be very like mumbled as you go through it.
What? Me trying to speak Turkish?
Yeah.
All right, I can try it again. I speak good English, thank you. All right, here, I'll try it again for you, Jared. Armut pis acima düş.
That's a little better, okay.
Acima düş. I'm sure I said that wrong. But anyways.
Oh, probably. But it's more clearer.
That's right. And it means may the pear be cooked on the tree and fall into my mouth.
Oh, yeah, you just want everything to be handed over to you without having to work for it.
That's right. Give me that silver spoon, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
By the way, got another one. No big deal. My next one is Indonesian. This is a long one, so this is going to be fun. Berakit rakit ke hulu berenang renang ke tepian. Raft upstream, swim to shore. Raft upstream, swim to shore.
Is it like back to the drawing board? Got to start over?
No. You swim you take your raft upstream, you're going to have to swim to shore.
It's like, if you don't do what I say, there's going to be consequences.
No. It's like, no, well, kinda, but you take out the whole, all the first part and just say the last bit.
There's going to be consequences.
It's
karma. Oh, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. Well, Jared, karma sometimes has a little bit to do with the law. Sometimes I feel like what goes around comes around, and the law is supposed to try to balance that out a little bit. In theory, practice and theory are always a little different. But so today we're going to talk about some blue laws, which are laws that are true laws, but are really strange and wacky. And they generally, when you read them, wonder, why is this even a law? So,
well, you didn't talk about the origination of blue laws, though.
What do you know about it? I actually don't know the origin of it.
Oh, wait, did you it's literally the first thing if you type in blue laws on Google is blue laws, also known as Sunday laws, are laws designed to restrict
laws. I like that.
or ban something or all Sunday activities for religious or secular reasons.
Ah, okay.
So it started off as like religious stuff. So like, related to how people consume alcohol or when you can do some sort of activity that they deem to be not fitting of some whatever religion,
Right.
So really it's like, I don't know. Anyway, all right. Go through some of these blue laws, please.
Alrighty. All right. We'll just go in alphabetical order. Number one, this one's we're starting off in Alabama. Bear wrestling matches are prohibited.
Oh, so it's bear wrestling matches are prohibited. Mm-hmm. Are like facilitated?
All it says is bear wrestling matches are prohibited. So
because if I were to set up a bear fighting ring like a Mike Vick, I would almost guarantee the government would come and shut that down. But
Probably.
Maybe the thing is, you can set up the bear fighting ring. That's fine, but you cannot gamble on it.
But now
They have to pay the bears fairly.
But what does bear wrestling even mean? Does this mean two bears? Does this mean one man, one bear? I don't know.
Well, they never mention. Well, what's the? Can you say the log? What state is it?
Alabama. Bear wrestling matches are prohibited. Yes, and my laws are coming from a website called policeone.com.
Oh, are prohibited. That's not what you said the first time.
Yeah, bear wrestling matches are
Oh,
prohibited.
did you say prohibited?
Yeah,
oh.
I said prohibited. What did
you
you
said
think
permitted?
I said? No, prohibited. Not permitted. No.
Oh, okay. Here, I found it. HB 497. This will be fun. You give me the law and I'll find the actual law.
Okay.
Making bear wrestling illegal in the state of Alabama passed the House with a vote of 89-2. There were two people that voted against that.
They probably owned bears and had a private bear wrestling ring.
Shit.
We invested all this money in these bears.
Do you know how expensive it is to feed these things?
Right.
In May 1990,
First rule
it's
about
like
Bear Club, Jared, is you don't talk about Bear Club.
Wait, a new Netflix special, Bear King, coming. It's going to take us to Alaska, to some
Alabama.
Oh, right. I was trying to, but are there any? I guess there are bears in Alabama. For some reason, I think anyway. In May 1996, the Alabama Senate voted 23-0, making it illegal to conduct bear wrestling for profit. The bill also banned.
So does that mean you can do bear wrestling for charity?
For charity, for kids, for wounded wrestlers,
Save the bears, yeah.
Wounded soldiers or something.
Wounded wrestlers,
like Make a Wish.
Oh, gee.
My final wish is 14-year-old Timmy just wants to see a bear wrestling match.
Can
we make this happen for him? All the money will go to a good cause.
That's right.
We're trying to fight. I don't know. Is this going to be the? No, see, I just imagine this being like a new social media challenge now. A bunch of stupid, well, let's be honest, white kids running into the woods.
Probably.
Like throwing sticks at bears and then running away. That's the challenge. I could 100% see that being a challenge.
Let's hope not. Well,
right.
Jared, I got another. We'll go through. We won't do all 50 states.
No,
but
we will.
We'll do.
I'm enjoying this so far.
Oh, you want to do all 50? Okay.
No, I don't know.
Next up,
I don't know.
Next up from Alaska. Look up the law for me, Jared. In Alaska, you are not legally. You are not allowed to be drunk and go into a bar. As in, if you're drunk, you are not allowed to knowingly go into a drinking establishment and keep drinking.
Okay. Cops. Oh. This came up in October of 2012. Cops in Alaska have started enforcing a statute that makes it illegal to be drunk in a bar and have been sending plainclothes officers into bars to identify and arrest suspects. plainclothes
That's
police
one way to
officers enter
work as a
bars
police officer, huh?
and look for people who are what they call drunk plus.
What does that even mean, drunk plus?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess, but yeah, how are they determining that? Maybe it's just, no, it's like, oh no, you don't understand. This guy just likes to have fun. This person's like that when they're sober too. They're always this annoying. It has nothing to do with the alcohol. Yeah, that's some BS. I mean, just seems like, first of all, that seems super unconstitutional. I mean, I kind of, in theory, I understand where the law would come that you're not allowed to go into bars drunk. I mean, we've all been to a nightclub or something and seen people get kicked out for being too drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Or seen
It's not a
people
good
not
sight.
even let in for being too drunk.
Right.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But now sending in cops to try to arrest people, that just seems just like you're trying to trap people then to me.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with you, Jared. This one's a funny one. We'll skip Arizona and move on to Arkansas.
What was Arizona? Is it gun related? I know it's gun related.
Well, the one I have on this website is pretty ridiculous. It's illegal to promote the use of or own more than 6 dildos.
Okay. Promote the use. Okay.
I don't even know
Well,
what that
actually,
means.
I mean, people promote the ownership of a bunch of, like, there are people that
Sex
review them and
toys.
stuff.
Right. Just can't have more than 6 at a time, Jared, in Arizona. Got to keep the other ones in
imagine
California.
sending in a plainclothes cop to try to bust someone on that.
Right. Well, how about this one, Jared? In Arkansas, it is prohibited to pronounce the state incorrectly. Arkansas, for those of you who don't know, is spelled Arkansas, which spells
That's
Arkansas, but you say Arkansas. You don't say the S. It's really weird.
Apparently, do they say what the
It just says the law.
Okay, so they don't say what the there are many sources that let's see if I can find this. I mean, you know what? I'll say this. If I lived in Arkansas, I'd probably fully support that law.
That's fair.
Because you get so many annoying people just saying it wrong
Arkansas.
because they think they're funny or something.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't legally slap you right now, but if I call the cops, I'm taking you to court.
Right.
And you're so let's see. While most strange Arkansas, I wish I could find the. Okay, here it is. Out-of-state visitors frequently run afoul. Okay, here it is. I think I can click on the actual statute.
Oh, perfect.
Whereas confusion of practice has arisen in the pronunciation of the name of our state, and it is deemed important. Whereas confusion of practice has arisen. What the hell? Legal talk is so confusing.
It is.
Whereas confusion of practice has arisen in the pronunciation of the name of our state, and it is deemed important that the true pronunciation should be determined for use in oral official proceedings. And whereas the matter has been thoroughly investigated by the State Historical Society and the Eclectic Society of Little Rock, which have agreed upon the correct pronunciation as derived from history and the early usage of the American immigrants. Dude, you know how many people got so annoyed hearing people say their name wrong?
Right. Yeah, that's what's so funny about all these laws is someone had to literally sit there and write this into
Someone's
law.
feelings got so hurt.
Vote on it, right? Like people keep
Like,
saying
I've had enough
Arkansas
of this.
wrong. We're gonna send you to jail if you say Arkansas. Can't be doing that.
Don't you say Arkansas one more time.
You're making that face? No.
You know,
don't
because I
say
just
it.
said that, they might block this podcast from being distributed in Arkansas.
Yep. We've lost all of our viewers
you know what?
in Arkansas, Jared.
I'm a righteous podcaster. Arkansas, may you strike us down. We will continue.
That's right.
to podcast, and the
That's
49 other states will support us for now.
Well, here's a good one from California, Jared. Animals are banned from mating publicly within 1,500 feet of a tavern, school, or place of worship. So you can't be breeding your tigers.
Okay. So it's like what if not wild animals? I mean, what if they can't stop
Right.
wild animals? But
Right.
you can't have a breeding facility.
I guess. Somebody that also, once again, I have so many questions.
Wait,
Like what
tigers? You
person-
said?
No. Animals. I was using
okay.
tigers as a joke as like
Okay, I was like, tigers
example,
kind of
but
makes sense, I guess.
right.
Yeah, it's like
But,
don't religious people? You said around like religious places.
Taverns, schools, or places of worship.
Taverns make sense. I don't trust drunk people around restrained animals. Sometimes
That's fair.
schools and churches make no sense to me. Because it's like hey, this is life, baby. Although I bet you it smells terrible. I've driven past. Oh no, I'm thinking of slaughter places. Maybe it doesn't smell terrible.
Who knows?
Okay,
Who knows? But just know, Jared, if you go get your hair cut in Connecticut.
so now let me be clear on this list. Does this law say blue laws at the top of the list, or are these just wacky laws that you
These
have
are just
for us?
wacky laws.
Okay. Because I remember, when I we'll get back to your list in a second. When I figured out what blue laws were, the first thing I thought of was me living in Pennsylvania and having to having the liquor and wine be sold in a different store, and then also having beer being sold in a different store than the grocery store and the place that sells the liquor and wine. So all three groceries, one store, beer, another store, liquor and wine, another store. I found that to be ridiculous, because I come from Michigan, where you can buy any sort of alcoholic beverage in any sort of store, whether that be a pharmacy, gas station, grocery store, and so having them separated made no sense to me. And then I also but I think that is like a legit blue law, like a religious thing, and then another one was like. There are various states. I think Indiana might be one of them, or like Kentucky. There are a bunch of them where you can't buy booze on like Sunday or something before. Sometimes it's like fully on Sunday.
In Michigan, it used to be you couldn't buy booze before 11 o'clock on Sundays.
Right. That stuff always is so confusing to me, where it's like, what's the logic here? It's like, I just don't understand the logic on the separation there. And then it's just also like, but aren't these also people that, I don't know. It's just like this whole idea of separation of church and state has. I just find that so funny. It's never been a thing, ever been a thing, and it's never been a thing that anyone has ever considered to be a way that we want to conduct our society here in the U.S. So it's so confusing, and it's like this isn't stopping, your people from showing up drunk there.
Right.
They can plan accordingly. Get it the night before. But still, it's like, I don't know. I find those sort of blue laws so confusing. That's, but anyway.
And a lot of these blue laws are related to religion or church, and a lot of them, like you said, are Sunday laws.
I can imagine like the mating one being something. It's like, no, we don't want sex happening anywhere near this place.
Anyways.
Unless it's happening under our watch, is what I was gonna say.
This one's a funny one though, Jared. Coming from Georgia, no one is allowed to carry an ice cream cone in their back pocket if it is Sunday. So I wonder if this also has some you can't be having ice cream in your pocket before
what state
church.
Is this?
Georgia.
Okay.
No one can carry an ice cream cone in their back pocket if it is Sunday.
Yeah. In Georgia, okay, that's this. I want to. Oh man, I need to figure out how you find actual laws. Because I don't want to see some freaking. I don't want to see some freaking fun listicle tell me about it. Right. I want Judge Joe Brown to sit me down and tell me what this means. I can't find the actual law. I don't know how to find it. I find a bunch of people telling me about it, but it's all people that think they're clever. What does that represent? Something that we don't know about? I feel like if you were to do that in prison, it means like you're someone's bitch or something. You know?
Yeah, you got an ice cream cone in your back pocket.
Feels like to me.
Right.
It feels like some weird prison thing.
Here
it is. I think I found it.
Oh, cool.
In Alabama, it's legal to carry an ice cream cone in your back pocket. They say at any time. This is a great example of the game telephone. We constantly refer to it as single. Okay, all right. See, I just want the actual law. I'm not going to be able to find it, but they say it's probably false. Actually, just so you know.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
I mean, it's probably false only because there's no way anyone's trying this really, or getting arrested for it.
Right.
Or maybe the punishment for that law is that you have to wear those pants for the rest of the day. And it's Georgia, so it's always like 70 plus.
Right. It's always hot.
Hey, it's like, no, you can't take it out.
No, this one's interesting too, Jared. I would appreciate it if you could look this one up. Alcohol may not be. This is Delaware. Alcohol may not be served in nightclubs if dancing is occurring on the premises at the same time. So you got to have your drink, and then you can go dancing.
You've seen the movie Dirty Dancing, right? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what that sounds like to me.
Right.
I mean, dancing does lead to sex and debauchery. Everyone knows that.
That's fair.
Let's see. Oh, I'm at hg.org legal articles. This seems legit.
Okay, nice.
Now I gotta, okay. It's so legit that I have to read to find it.
Can't do the Command F. Do that quick search.
Okay. Prom, homecoming, and other formal dances are, okay, so it's perhaps... No, it doesn't say anything. Oh, in Delaware, alcohol cannot be served on the premises of a nightclub if dancing is occurring at the same time. Oh, that's all they say. Hey, all right, hey. All right, listen. We need to find. I just need to find a reliable source to actually just look up oh shit, Title 4. I found it.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Alcohol means ethyl alcohol produced by. See, now when you get to the real law, it's like, all right, now we got to read a 16-page.
Right. No kidding.
Oh wow! A club means a corporation or association created by a competent authority, which is the owner, lessee, or occupant of premises, operated solely for objects of national, social, patriotic, political, or athletic nature, or the like, whether or not for the pecuniary gain of the property. All right, see, listen. There's no in between. I think that's true, though. And that's what I've determined. Mm-hmm. And that sounds like something from the movie Dirty Dancing or something. That sounds it's like, oh, no, we all know this leads to underage sex. We have to cut this off. But I guess underage sex, the legal drinking age is 21. So it's impossible to lead to that.
Right. Okay.
I'm okay with that, though. Having been to many dance clubs, I'm actually okay with that law. Let me just be clear. I fully support that.
Not getting drinks spilled on you. There are definitely worse laws in this list.
Oh, my God, dude. Who wants to wait in those lines anyway? I hate trying to buy a drink at a club. You have to, elbow dudes in the face.
Right.
It's oh, God. And then some hot chick comes out of nowhere and gets a drink in 5 seconds. So I'm like, listen, I agree with what happened here. And this is why I'm leaving. Completely.
Right. All right, Jared, let me tell you a law about a law in Louisiana. It's a $500 fine to instruct a pizza delivery man to deliver a pizza to your friend without them knowing.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah, but what if I want to surprise you with a pizza? What if I paid for it, though?
Yeah, because people do that as pranks.
That's true.
Someone's bought 100 pizzas and sent it to a friend without them knowing as a prank. People have done that in all 50 of the states, but Louisiana got sick of it.
Right. Maybe that was what if that was a thing, kind of like how memes are a thing now, where people would, I don't know, 10 years ago in Louisiana or 20 years ago, people would just be doing that, and then pizza places were like, all right, we're sick of this, we're going to lobby, and we're going to get a law passed.
I hear you. And I could see that happening with I told you I was at that concert and all those kids were just airdropping each other. I could totally see there being some sort of law against or maybe they're gonna there's gonna be some law where they force Apple to make airdrop, or they can only do it within your contacts.
Right.
No more airdropping strangers. You have to know this person.
I think isn't there a setting where you can do that?
Yeah, of course. But the children don't want that. That's why that's part of the game.
Right. That makes sense. Well, Jared, in case you're going to New Hampshire, make sure that you time when you collect and carry away your seaweed, because It is illegal to collect and carry away seaweed in New Hampshire at the beach, but only at night. So if you do it in the day, you're fine. But don't be collecting and carrying away seaweed at night.
Interesting. Interesting, New Hampshire. The state of live free or die. Now you're telling me when to get my seaweed. All right. Yeah. Well, maybe there's something to do. I actually could imagine it being having something to do with like some actual scientific reason behind it. Maybe
that or safety reasons. Maybe if you're out at night and it's dark, you could drown.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, they're literally the state of live free or die.
That's right.
The irony.
So I guess you got to die now.
Where it's like but now they're trying to keep you safe.
Here's one from North Carolina. This one's an interesting one, Jared. A marriage can be declared void if either of the two persons is physically impotent.
Well, that sounds like some religious. That sounds very religious.
It does, doesn't it?
Also, listen, this is why people need to talk.
True.
Like, have conversations. That's ridiculous.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Well, that's super religious, where it's like, well, yeah,
That's gotta be
obviously,
an old law. Yeah, that has to be
obviously,
an old
you got
one.
married to have kids, so
Right.
now that your wife can't give you kids, she's useless. You know, that's what essentially what they're saying.
Right. And this one from Ohio, this one also makes sense. Well,
Also,
that
adopt.
last one didn't
well,
make
actually,
sense.
no, don't adopt. If you're considering breaking up with your
Right.
significant other because they can't bear children, you shouldn't bear
Right.
children.
That's true. Okay, Jared, down to Ohio now. If someone loses their exotic animal, they must notify the authorities within 1 hour. I think that
Now
one makes sense.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
1 hour.
Right.
Why 1 hour? Make it like 35 minutes. You
What
got 35 minutes to look for it.
What happens though if
And then
you
What happens
notify
what?
them 2 hours?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Is there a fine? Do you go to
there's
jail?
probably people that are doing that. Well, you wouldn't know, I guess. You just say it was an hour, but
Right.
like, there's probably they probably are so convinced that they can find it. They're like, one, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want them to put down Lucy, Lucifer, my serpent.
Right.
So like, I can find them, and then next thing you know, you don't, and then you get arrested or something. So they're like, no, I definitely can find them. That would be my guess.
Right. Yeah, I agree. This one I do like. In Arizona, no spitting in public.
You didn't like the last one about the hour for the
It was okay. I would prefer
exotic
quicker.
animal? Oh,
I'd say
quicker.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
I mean, I understand you got to give some people time to find them because it's going to be annoying. Or it's not that anyone would follow that rule, but it would be so annoying if like you're constantly getting calls. Oh God, I lost my Komodo dragon. Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind. It was
He was just in the other room. It's
eating
okay.
my neighbor's cat.
Right. I do like this one in Arizona, though, that no spitting in public. The fine, Jared, is $2,500 or up to 6 months in prison. And I tell you this, Jared, as someone
I mean,
who...
I don't like people spitting in public as much as the next person.
Right.
But that's quite a
it's pretty
fine.
excessive, but I think it's okay. I don't know. I mean, it's so gross to spit in public. And if you really need to spit, like, just use a bathroom, use a tissue, do something, you know?
I bet you that's a law in Singapore too.
Could be.
I'd be interested to see what let's see if I can find. I'm just guessing.
Well, there is a law in Singapore, Jared, that says that you cannot chew gum.
Oh, I thought it was that you couldn't spit the gum out, but you can't chew gum.
It could be that, I'm not sure, but at least what I read was...
selling gum is illegal.
Isn't that crazy?
I just looked it up. Annoying someone with a musical instrument is illegal.
Where, in
If
Singapore?
that was the case, Tekashi 6ix9ine would be right back in jail. Flying a kite that interferes with public traffic, singing, spitting. Spitting isn't the classiest act, but in Singapore, doing it in public is a fine. Oh, okay. So the fine is you could either be fined $1,000 or you'll be. Oh yeah, you'll be. Sorry, I've totally misread it. The fine's $1,000. At first, I thought it said you'll be slapped or the fine's $1,000, but it says you'll be slapped with $1,000 fine.
Slap! Sorry, sir, you broke the law. It's time for a slap. Slap! Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny. Well, Jared, now that you've brought up Singapore, let's talk about some laws in some other countries. Now, I think it's worth mentioning, we were talking about wacky laws in the United States. Some of these are just some laws that I think people should know about because of cultural differences, things like that. Some of them also are kind of interesting, like the laws in Singapore. So, Jared, if you go to the United Arab Emirates with your partner, don't be displaying any public displays of affection, my man, because it is illegal. A couple went to jail for a year in 2013 after kissing in a gas station restroom. Oh, no, sorry. They went to jail after being spotted kissing on the beach at night. So, yeah. So,
I mean, I don't support that law, but if I were to be there, that would be an easy one for me to. It's easy for me not to do public signs of affection.
that's
Not
fair.
to brag, but I don't like people looking at me anyway. So
Right. Don't, if you go to the UK, Jared, make sure you're not holding any fish suspiciously. Thanks to the Vague Salmon Act of 1986, you can Google that, Jared.
Is that what it's called, the Vague Salmon Act?
No.
Oh.
It's called Salmon Act of 1986. You can't just go around manhandling seafood while acting in a suspicious manner. I don't know why this law is a thing, but apparently it's a thing. So there you go.
Which regulates salmon fishery, is frequently cited in the list of the most observed laws. The definition and registry of salmon fishery, the legal regulation. I think it's because you got to be a salmon fisher to properly handle salmon. We don't want you guys randomly handling salmon out there. Handling salmon in suspicious. Wait, hold on. Let's see if I can.
That should be a song right there, handling salmon, or a tongue twister.
That sounds like some sort of gross thing that high schoolers say.
Or
about.
It sounds like a Chris D'Elia trying to rap like Eminem. He's
handling
the salmon.
Oh my gosh. I think it has something to do with trying to reduce salmon poaching, or at least back in the day, that's what it was for.
Yeah. Well, this is a good one, Jared. If you're going to Scotland, driving drunk is no laughing matter, Jared. But also, you can't be riding a cow while drunk. So, thanks to the Licensing Act of 1872, it's illegal and could land you a $200 fine and almost a year in jail for riding a cow while drunk.
What if you're sober, you can do it?
Yeah, you can ride a cow, no problem. Sure.
Just imagine someone getting like the breathalyzer or like the field sobriety test next to like a cow or something. It's like, no, you're good to go. Mm-hmm. 0.08. No, okay, no. Don't have any more, though. That's the legal cow riding limit.
That's right. I wonder if it's any higher than a car.
I feel like it should be less than a car. Well, what do you think's harder to handle? Oh, probably a cow. What am I talking about?
I would say so, yeah. This is kind of a weird one from India. I'm not sure where. Sorry, not India. I'm an idiot. From Indiana. This is coming from Indiana. Kissing someone in Indiana while having a mustache. Any law that contains the sentence, mustaches are illegal if the bearer has a tendency to habitually kiss other humans, is a legal document you probably don't want to mess with. Beards don't seem to be a problem. That's right, Jared. So in Indiana, if you have here, you can Google this sentence for me, Jared. Mustaches are illegal if the bearer has a tendency to habitually kiss other humans. Type that in for me. I'm sure you should be able to find the law. That's the law in Indiana. So you can't be smooching people with that mustache, Jared. You got to grow out your beard.
Okay. That's ridiculous, by the way. Okay. The first thing that came up was News 14. October 24th, it's the law. Beware of amorous mustache man. Men with mustaches beware. You may be breaking the law. A law passed in Kentucky and Indiana is going to make
life a little difficult for affectionate men with hair above their lips. Pat Shoulders. Pat Shoulders. That's a name. I love that name. Pat Shoulders is an attorney at law.
Of course, Pat Shoulders is an attorney at law.
Pat.
Oh my God. Pat Shoulders. Is he friends with Harry Butts?
You call me Pat Shoulders Esquire. Is an attorney at law. He's the father of two, a devoted... You should see Pat Shoulders. Google Pat Shoulders. He's got quite the mustache.
Does he?
A devoted
All right.
husband and a man with a mustache.
Of course he's
so it's surprised
You can't be
him to
Pat
know
Shoulders and not be devoted husband, Jared.
Cindy Shoulders and my kids.
Oh, wow. He does have a glorious mustache. Holy shit.
Mustaches are illegal if bearers has a tendency to habitually kiss other humans, as you said. The Hall of Presidents going all the way back. A lot of them have had beards and facial hair. So I believe it's okay. So I have to believe it was in the transmission of disease era. Think this is going to affect my love life, says Shoulder. I think this is going to affect my love life, says Shoulders. And okay, so
If only
I think
someone
he's
would
trying
just
to-
pat his shoulders, man.
Shoulders has no plans of shaving his beloved trademark. Absolutely not. I'll go all the way to the Supreme Court and no plans of stopping his smooches.
That's
we
right.
got Christmas season coming up. A mistletoe. I've never seen a mistletoe in my life outside of a cartoon and a TV show. There are a lot of opportunities. All right, Shoulders, you need to relax. So yeah, no, it's a law, and Shoulders has a problem with it.
Right. Yeah.
So can I ask you about? Do you have any more of these, by the way?
I can tell you more, but go ahead and ask me what you want to ask.
Can I ask you about some legit blue laws? Since you said this episode is going to be about blue laws, we haven't
Absolutely.
mentioned a blue law once, other than the one I shittily brought up, not really knowing the full law. Let me get your opinion on real American blue laws.
Okay.
I have a list of a bunch of blue laws in a bunch of states. In Arizona, limited alcohol sales hours on Sunday from 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. The other 6 days of the week, alcohol can be purchased starting at 6 a.m.
Okay.
Although how do you feel about that?
I think any law to prohibit the sales of alcohol, I don't know. I think they're kind of ridiculous, but
Yeah. Well, good, because they were repealed in 2010.
Okay.
Arkansas has 76 counties.
Arkansas?
39 of which are dry, meaning the sale of any alcoholic beverage is prohibited entirely. There are actually a few states like that.
Yeah.
Arkansas is not the only state like that.
right. Yeah, there are a couple.
And so so maybe I actually kind of would support that. I support it in the fact that, I mean, it's ridiculous if you choose to live there, but
Right.
if people are voting for this, and this is like a local,
Yeah, if that's what people want, sure.
county laws. I mean, I feel like these states are small enough where it's like, if the laws, if people are voting on that, I guess I don't have a problem with it, because I probably would not live in that sort of county.
Right.
Washington D.C. Allows. So I wouldn't want to live there, but I guess I'm okay with that if they're still voting for it regularly. I should say,
Yeah.
if they voted for this in 1784 and it's just still the case,
Right.
then I find it kind of ridiculous. In Washington D.C. allows private retailers to sell distilled spirits, but the district requires Class A retailers to be closed on Sundays, such as grocery stores. But Class B retailers such as grocery stores may sell beer and wine on Sundays. But if that is the main thing, if that's your main business, you can't. That makes no sense.
Right. Yeah, I don't really get that one either.
It's if that's your only thing you're selling, then no, you can't. But if you're also selling, if you're a grocery store, we can't shut you down. So sure.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
That would just motivate me to try to sell enough food where I could be a grocery store, not just a liquor store.
Florida, yeah, exactly. But that's probably cost a lot more money.
That's true.
In Florida, several counties prohibit the sale of alcohol and sex toys on Sundays and during certain hours. Yeah. It's Florida. That's probably for the best.
Yep.
You know?
That's very true. Very true.
And by the way, and these laws are legit blue laws. So these laws are created for religious reasons, particularly to promote the observance of a day of worship or rest. So these are legit laws created
Which I think is a little unfair, though, because they're all set on Sundays. What if your faith doesn't practice on Sundays? Tough shit.
Chad, you're so adorable.
Tough shit. What if, you know?
You're so adorable to think that the people making this law give a shit about any of those people that are not practicing on the Lord's holy day.
That's true. Ooh, that's true, Jared.
That is so adorable of you to bring up. Obviously, this was made by mostly Christian people,
Right.
and I don't think they're concerning themselves with the because I think a lot of you know, it's so funny because a lot of these people are also very nationalistic people, but I think like it's so funny where it's like this is a like a Christian country. It just is, and it's so funny that we sort of try to pretend for the that it's not somehow, but it's like we do have these laws that are specifically in accordance with, you know, various religious things that are happening. Whether I don't want to call them, but like so it's just I don't know why we try to fight it. You know,
Right. Yeah.
in Indiana, carry-out alcohol sales were strictly prohibited on Sundays until 2011, when the state amended it. So now you can do drive-through, carry-out. Oh, wait, hold on. In 2018, the law was changed to allow carry-out purchase on Sunday. Restaurants and taverns can generally still serve alcoholic beverages. Alcohol sales are no longer prohibited on New Year's Day. So they're starting to change it a little bit, but surprisingly slowly.
I think the motivation for changing it too is probably money.
Sure. Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Sure.
I
This
tell
is a
you what
weird
though,
one.
Jared, there have been a few times where it's been a Saturday night that bleeds into late or early, I guess, Sunday morning.
Sure.
You run out of booze and then it's like, oh shit, I can't buy any more booze. Guess I just better go
Yeah.
to sleep or something, you know?
Yeah, but I think people that live in places like this are also probably prepared. You know,
That's true.
they understand what's up.
That
They
is
know
true.
how this stuff goes.
And you know, Jared, if they're not prepared, one thing they can do is listen to some good music to calm themselves down.
Chad's
a
had
little bit.
enough of my blue laws. Yeah, you can listen to music. That's true.
And I think we should talk about our song of the pod today, Jared.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Do you know how to say the band name by chance, Jared?
Of course I do. It's yeah.
It's on the Trello.
Well, I have it up in front of me. I'm not trying to pull it up. I'm trying to figure out how to say it.
Remember, the C
Fica-
is an S sound.
Oh, Fisokav.
Okay, Fisoka is the first one, yeah,
Fisoka?
which means high.
Is it Fisoka?
Fisoka.
So that last R, backwards R thing has no
Sorry,
noise sound?
Fisokaya. Fisokaya.
Okay, Fisokaya. All right. All right, Fisok. By the way, that was well, you kind of helped me, but that was not terrible.
No, you did pretty
Wait,
good.
is that how it goes? Fisokaya?
Yeah, Fisokaya.
Fisokaya. Okay. Fisokaya. I don't know what that. Well,
It's a G. That's
okay.
a G.
Gamonaya.
Very good.
Gamona.
And this means high harmony. So the group today is called High Harmony.
Vysokaya.
They are a Russian group,
Okay.
I believe. Vysokaya Garmonia, High Harmony.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
And do you want to try to say the title of the song as
Of course
well?
I do. Well, hold on. Vysokaya. Okay, that's G, right?
Yeah,
Because there's another G here. That's
yeah.
why I was just trying to make sure. Okay. Gidiexa.
Okay, you sound more Italian. It's actually Glubja.
Glubja. Okay.
Glubja.
That's Space Invader. I don't.
Right.
Glubja.
Glubja, which is Russian for deeper. So this is a group from Russia.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I see. that.
Part of High Key Records. It's a great song. They have a beautiful guitar part with some awesome sax, some beautiful vocal harmonies. What are your thoughts on it, Jared?
Hey, don't forget the flautist that could not be older than 12 years old.
That's true.
This song goes, as the kids say.
I like how I love the like the progression of it. It starts off with just the singing, and then like they layer it in, and so then it has like the bass coming in,
Yep.
and then it has the drum, which is a electronic drum, and it kind of sounds like a more of a hip hop beat,
Yeah.
which you don't expect. Like if you've never heard the song,
it sounds good. It's
Oh,
weird how
yeah.
it fits.
Well, you know what I was thinking when I was listening to it? It sounds like a let me be clear, very well produced, but it almost sounds like a very good like high school band or something. With like a where they sort of like remixed it essentially. you
Right.
know? And like so when I first listened to it, I was listening to it and I was like, what is these kids in their house singing like a cappella into and then like it's sort of I was like, oh, I kind of get it, and then when the beat hits, you just can't help, especially if you've never heard it before, be like, oh. And so I played it for my partner, and she did the same thing. She was like, I just played it for her. I was like, listen to this, and she was just standing there like, okay, and then like it comes in and you're like, oh, and it's great. I love it. And then it sort of continues on where like then the like it'll start like, it'll like take out the drum for a bit and then take out the bass for a bit and then like bring them back in. That progression was a nice little. I liked it. It was a good song. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, and the flute solo is also good. Yeah, I'm watching the video now. He can't be more than 13 for sure.
Yeah, he's a child.
Yeah,
but he kills it.
But it's awesome, and I think Russian is actually a really pretty language that when it's sung kind of a cappella style first, and then when you, like you said, when you layer on the instruments and the beats and stuff, it's great.
I think it sounds better in this application than it does in a lot of the hip hop applications that we've heard. Or even a lot of like the electronica applications,
right?
When it's sung like that, and you can actually hear the words clearly. Granted, I don't know what they're saying, obviously,
right?
But you can, theoretically hear they're enunciating, and you can hear it. It's like, oh, this is a much nicer language than I give it credit for.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think as Americans, though, unfortunately, we have a complicated relationship with. Views of Russia just because the media and news and everything.
Yeah, we sort of immediately you immediately think like some sort of I don't even want to say like it immediately sounds like they're saying like something evil or something, because they're or like even Europeans can like are often like sort of use Russians as the
as a scapegoat, as the bad guy for sure.
Yeah, they're always the go-to bad guy.
And I don't think that's necessarily true, for sure.
I don't think it's necessarily false either, just to be clear.
Right,
but,
Speaking of which, though,
generally people singing songs I imagine are the problem.
No, probably not. Especially playing a good sax solo like that. There's no way that guy's pure
that
soul
guy
right
does
there.
Not want. No one who plays sax that smoothly wants violence or wants anything evil.
Definitely not. So check out our song at our Song on the Pod playlist on YouTube, Untranslatable Podcast. Deeper by the group. I'm trying to remember the name in Russian now. Let me read it here. Vysokaya Garmonia.
Okay.
Yes, sorry, Jared. Sorry to interrupt. Speaking of Russian, time for our foreign word of the pod, which is Russian today. And it is, do you want to try to say it, Jared? Yeah. I'm going to let you say it.
Sorry.
Jared was almost very disappointed.
I don't know. Sometimes you like to be quick, and sometimes you like to give me a chance. I just want to. I
got to keep you on
your
toes,
I feel like I'm getting
Jared.
somewhere occasionally,
You are. You definitely are.
All right.
That first letter is a Z.
Okay.
It's a backwards E to the English.
Or a 3.
Yeah.
Zakoya?
Zakon.
Zakon. The H is an N?
Yeah, H is an N. And the backwards
Zakon.
N is an I in Cyrillic.
Is that his law?
That's law. Very good. Hit that ham horn, my dude.
Sorry, I was... Oh, shit. Sorry, I got a whole thing going on over here. What happened to my ham horn? Oh, here it is. It's going to come in hot.
There we go. Nice. Parada.
That's for me and my audio snafu right there.
Well, Jared, I think it's time to recap today's episode about blue laws and wacky laws. Blue laws are laws that we have put in place to observe certain religious things, usually taking place on Sunday. Generally, they have to do with prohibition of drinking or selling alcohol and
Or
other
sexual
devious
related.
things. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
And then some other wacky laws, have to do with a lot of times animals. Like you can't be wrestling bears in Alabama. Also, fun one for you. I didn't mention, Jared. In Florida, it is illegal to have sexual relations with a porcupine.
Yeah, okay. I
just
fully
picture,
support that law.
I just picture a news headline that says Florida man tries to sleep with porcupine, and that would not surprise me.
Is bestiality illegal in the United States? Is that just not illegal
I don't know, Google
overall?
it. I'm
like,
not
why
sure.
are you specifying? Well, not you. I'm not talking about you. But
Right.
why are they specifying porcupines? Porcupines.
Right. Well,
why are
probably
you having
because
sex with any animal.
Probably because someone tried to have relations with a porcupine. That's probably why. I mean,
For some reason, I really hate typing in bestiality
right?
into my
Right.
computer, even though it's a full sentence. Is bestiality illegal? I still just I don't even want this. I don't even want this.
Right. Right.
So it's actually bestiality is legal in Wyoming, New Mexico, West Virginia, and D.C. It's a misdemeanor in a handful of states. It's a felony in a handful of states. Michigan being one of them, just to be clear.
Good.
Which is where
We're not
Chad and I are.
That's right. That's right. So there are definitely plenty of wacky laws out there. Make sure to not chew gum in Singapore. Stay safe out there, people. Make sure you're aware of some of these wacky laws. Although, thankfully, the majority of them, I don't think they're incredibly highly enforced, except for
You betcha.
the one in Alaska where you can't knowingly go into a bar drunk. So make sure if you pregame
Yeah.
too hard and you're in Alaska, just stay home, people. Just
They
stay
got
home.
agents.
Right? Your bank account will thank you. Your liver will probably thank you as well. And
If you need a lawyer, call Shoulders.
call Pat Shoulders. That's right.
Oh, that was his name.
Pat
Shoulders.
He'll keep your mustache safe and your bank account safer. That's for sure. Anyways, let us know what are some wacky laws or some blue laws from your state or your country at untranslatablepodcast@gmail.com. You can slide into our DMs on Twitter, untranslatable1, the number one, to keep up with what we're up to. Also, check out our Instagram page, Untranslatable Podcast, for all sorts of pics of our shenanigans and other stuff. And lastly, please, 5-star reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. Let us know how we can make this podcast better for you. So as we say here at the Untranslatable Podcast, dziękujemy, muchas gracias, shisha, and do svidania. I was feeling the sneeze coming on right as I started to do the last part of the episode. I was like, no, please not right now. Don't make me sneeze
my
right now.
allergies have been aggressive these days.
Oh, I'll bet. Mine have been okay, but we just opened up the house today because it's a little